circle. Why this number 360 is used? Why we do not have 100 degree in a circle? Why we don't have 400 degree in a circle? Or is this number 360 we are using is good for representing a complete circle? Or is there any better alternative for 360 degree? Can we have 100 degree? Can we have 400 degree? Or you may think that some numbers are just perfect. 100 rupees note. Why you have 100 rupees note? Why you don't have 360 rupees note? The question you may ask. So let us discuss. Let us find out.
First, let us take 100 degree in a circle and see how many ways it can be divided. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we take 100 degree in a circle can be divided into 6 ways only. Only 6 ways. Let me show you how a clock will look like if we take 100 degree in a circle. You can see, my dear, here if this 12-hour clock is divided into 100 degree, here it will start from 0. There at 3 o'clock this will cover 25 degree. At 6 o'clock this will cover 50 degree. At 9 o'clock this will cover 75 degree, and at 12 this will again cover 100 degree. And here a strange fact is that if this hour hand will cover 1 hour, how much degree this clock will cover? That is 100, that is total distance, that is 100 degree, and divided by 12, which will give us 8.33 degree. So for 1 hour this hour hand will cover 8.33 degree, or for 5 minutes this will cover 8.33 degree. But what happens in 360 degree clock? For 1 hour this covers 30 degree. In 360 degree clock, for 1 hour this covers 30 degree. For 1 minute the minute hand covers 6 degree. For 2 minutes it covers 12 degree. For 3 minutes it covers 18 degree. For 4 minutes it covers 24 degree. For 5 minutes it covers 30 degree, the minute hand, and the same way hour hand. Okay. Now you can find the difference between the two, 100 degree and 360 degree clock. Second, let me show you if we take 400 degree in a circle, and let me show you how many ways it can be divided. You can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This 400 degree can be divided into 10 ways. So there are 10 application possible. 10 ways it can be used. 10 equal divisions are possible. How a compass will look like? See, this is a 400 degree compass. You can see here 90 degree, 180 degree, not a straight line, not making a straight line. This is how a 400 degree compass will look like. You can see the difference. It's clearly visible. Let us get back and see 360 degree. Many factors are there. You can see here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 and 22. 22 factors are there. For 360, 22 factors are there. 22 ways we can divide a circle, and we will get the natural number here. Here in this circle, we are not getting natural number. We are getting fraction, decimal. But in 360 degree clock, all values are counting. All counting values are there. Very easy to calculate. We can count. We can count 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. In degrees also we can count. For 1 minute there is 6 degree. Even we can count if we divide 1 hour into 5 equal parts. So one part will be 12 minutes. We can divide it. Here also, this many factors are there. So this 360 number, this is known as highly composite number. Highly composite. Composed of, made up of many factors. Highly composite. You can see here. It is a highly composite number. So this number is a good choice, a good option for a complete circle. There is no number nearby which can replace this number 360. Now my dear, there is a small story that how this 360 degree number which we are using for a complete circle, how we have got this number, how this number is where this number came from. So the earth, rotation of earth around the sun, based on the solar calendar, that is 365 days, based on the lunar calendar, the calendar which is based on moon phases of moon, that is 364 days. So that is average, both you will take approximately, this will come 360 days. So based on that, this number 360 we are using now. You can see this is solar system. This is moon phases. Based on this, there is 29 days in a month, 29 and some hours are there, approximately 29 days here. You can see this. Okay, even in our Hindu calendar, there is 360 days in a month. 360 is a highly composite number. Now see, what are composite numbers? Composite numbers are positive integer which has factor other than 1 and itself. For example, the lowest composite number, that is 4. What are the factors of 4? So 4 is divided by 1, 4 is divided by 2, 4 is divided by 4 itself. Okay, so apart from 1 and itself, there is one more factor, that is 2. So 4 has one more factor, that is 2, apart from 1 and itself. Okay, so other factor is, that is 2. Now next is prime number. Prime numbers are positive integer which is only divisible by 1 and itself. Only divisible by 1 and itself. Now where these prime numbers are used? Let me give you a very easy example. In online transaction, online banking, online shopping, online payment, you use public key cryptography. Public key cryptography, which uses this prime factor concept, which banks provides you one public key which you use to enter login and validating your transaction. These prime numbers, infinite possibility are there, infinite prime numbers are there. It is nearly impossible for a hacker to break this prime number, this code. Even it is used in military code, in military password, these numbers are also used. Now let us discuss the topic which is there in your curriculum, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic, my dear. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Let us discuss fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What this fundamental theorem of arithmetic states? It states that every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime. Every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime. If we have a composite number 4, so we can express as a product of prime, that is 4 equals to 2 into 2. We can express in this way every composite number. So these are the prime, 2, 2 both are prime numbers. And this factorization is unique. This is the unique factorization. This is the only factor possible, 2 into 2. We cannot express 4 in any other form except for the order in which prime factor occurs. We can write this 2 here and we can write this 2 here, does not matter. Order does not matter here. What are prime factors? So prime factor are the prime numbers which are only divisible by 1 and itself. Now let me give you one more example. Here let us take one example, one number 60. 60 is also a highly composite number. Highly composite number, maximum factors are there. So this we can represent, this we can express by product of primes, that is 2 into 2 into 3 into 5, or we can also write this as 2 raised to the power 2 multiply by 3 multiply by 5. We can also express this way. We can also write here, we can write 5 first, then we can write 2 raised to the power 2, and then we can write 3. Anyway we can write, anyway we can express this number 60. Anyway, you can see. So this is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. But why we are expressing this composite number as product of prime? What is the benefit of doing this? So now let me show you what is the benefit, what is the importance of writing composite number as product of prime. So first one is in finding the highest common factor. If we express the composite number as product of prime, very easily we can find the HCF. What is HCF? The highest common factor. Let me give you one example. Here you can see march past by our soldiers, performance, parade, in certain occasion. So let me take one example, that 2 regiments are there. 2 regiments of these army personals are mixed, are shuffled. The 2 regiments are selected, some people from two regiments are selected and they are shuffled in a training camp for the march past. Let's say some soldiers are there from Bihar regiment. From Bihar regiment, some soldiers are there from Bihar. Some soldiers are there from Jammu and Kashmir. Now these soldiers from Bihar, let's say 40 soldiers are selected. 40 soldiers are selected from Bihar and 24 soldiers are selected from Jammu and Kashmir. Now they came to the training camp and this is the leader. Okay, Leader is not counted here. Now the leader is given one task to shuffle these two group for the training. And my dear, here you will see in this march past, in every row and every column the number of soldiers are equal. The number of soldiers in each row and each column is equal. It's a primary objective. So here we have to arrange the soldiers in such a way that we can make the maximum number of row that we can create, or let us take that we have to create maximum number of people in one row. If we have to create maximum number of people, maximum number of soldiers in one row, so what will be that number of soldier in one row? Maximum number, highest number. So we have to find highest factor which is common for both. Highest factor which is common for both. How we can find? So we will express both the number, both the composite number as product of prime. We can write the prime factor, that is 2 into 2 into 2 into 5, and we can write 24 equals to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. We can write this. Now here in these two prime factorization you will see that which prime factors are common. 2 is common here. Let us take 2 common. This 2 is common here. This 2 is common. This 2 is common here. This 2 is common. So what is common? 5 and 3, that is different. So that is not common. We will not take 5 and 3. So what is common here? All the prime factors which are common, that will gives us the highest common factor. That is equals to 2 into 2 into 2, that is equals to 8. So here you can see the HCF. We calculated the HCF equal to 8. So the maximum number of soldiers in one row, that is 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We can place 8 soldiers in a row and the soldiers will be arranged equally in equal number of row and equal number of column. So this is the application. Now my dear, there is one more application of this composite number. We can express this composite number and we can find the LCM of the number, that is lowest common multiple. Here is the difference, factor and multiple. Let me tell you what is the difference between factor and multiple. If you have a number 40, so which number will completely divide the 40? Let's say 2 will completely divide 40, so 2 is a factor. 5 will completely divide 40, so 5 is a factor. Okay, now what is the meaning of multiple? If you multiply 40 by 1, you multiply 40 by 1, so you get 40, so 40 is a multiple. 40 is a multiple of 40. You multiply 40 by 2, so you get 80, so 80 is a multiple of 40. You multiply 40 by 3, you get 120, so 120 is a multiple of 40. Okay, I hope you understand now what is the difference between multiple and factor. Now we have to find the lowest common multiple which is common, and the lowest. So lowest multiple of 40 is 40 itself. Multiply by 1, you will get the lowest value of multiple. Okay, now let me take one example. Here let's say, my dear, we have made a group, and we have decided that, including you children, we have made a group, and we decided to distribute some sweets and some snacks to the specially challenged childrens. Okay, in a specially challenged, school, we have to visit and through an NGO, and we have to distribute some sweets, some snacks. So now the work is given to you. You are selected as a representative there. Okay, and you are given the task to buy. You are given the money to buy or to organize that how many, or to make a list that how many packets of sweets we have to purchase, how many packets of snacks we have to purchase. So you have to do this. So, but my dear, here the condition is that every student should get equal number of sweets and should get equal number of snacks. If you are giving 2 sweets to one child and 2 snacks, so everyone should get the same. So when you will purchase based on that, so that you will have equal number of sweets and equal number of snacks. Let's say that in one packet in one packet there is 12 sweets. There are 12 sweets in one packet. In one packet there are 12 seeds. Okay, and in one packet of snacks, there are, let's say, 30 snacks, 30 pieces. In one packet 12 pieces of sweets, in one packet 30 pieces of snacks. Now how many minimum number of packet of sweets you will purchase, and minimum number of packet of snacks you will purchase, so that every child will get equal number. So what is the minimum value you will purchase? So we have to find the lowest common multiple of these two numbers. How to find this? So we'll express 12 as the product of their prime. That is what you can write. 12 equals to 2 into 2 into 3. This way you can express. You can write 30 equals to 2 into 3 into 5. Now lowest common multiple. So what is lowest common multiple? The multiple which is common to both, which is multiple of this also and multiple of this also. What is the minimum value which is multiple of both number? Minimum value which is multiple of both the number. So how you will do this? So whichever number is common, you count one time. So here 2 and 2 are common, we will count one time. Here this 3 and this 3 is common, we will multiply one time. So what we have here? 2, we have here LCM equals to 2 multiply by 3 multiply by 2 multiply by 5. This 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 3 multiply by 5. That is equals to 60. So you will see now 60. 60 is a multiple of 12 also. 12 5 times 60. 60 is a multiple of 30 also. 32 times 60. So 60 is the number. Okay. So how many sweets you have to purchase? 60 sweets. How many snacks you have to purchase? 60 snacks. 60 snacks and 60 sweets. So how many packet you will purchase this? 5 packet. 5 packet of sweets and 2 packets of snacks. Okay. and this will purchase. We will go and we will distribute. Okay, good. Now my dear, here let us take one question from your book. Here the question says that find the HCF of 404 and 96 by the prime factorization method and hence find the LCM. So this is a tree diagram. Okay, so when we find the HCF, when we find the prime factor, so first of all we find the least factor which will divide this least factor. So 404, the least factor for this is 2. So 2 can divide this. What is the quotient here? 202. Again 2 can divide this. 101. Okay. So what are the factors here? 2 into 2 into 101. That is 2 square into 101. You can see this. Now same 96. 2 times. 2 48 times. Then again 2 24 times. 2 12 times. 2 6 times. 2 3 times. You need to make this tree diagram. Okay, it is important. In your examination you have to make this tree diagram while solving the problem. The same way you will solve. You will just learn to solve the same way. Okay. Now here the HCF of these two numbers. HCF is what? The highest factor which is common. So what is the factor here? Here factor 2 2 times. Here 2 5 times. So what is common? 2 2 times is common. Okay. Then here no more 2 is there. Here no more 3 is there. Here 101 is not here. So the LCF is 4. Okay. Now we have to find the LCM. So there is a relationship between the LCM and HCF, my dear. Let me tell you. The LCM multiply by the HCF. The LCM multiply by the HCF of 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers. Okay. Any given number. The multiple of this LCM of HCF is equals to product of the number. Let's say the number is A, and the number is B. So that is product of the number. LCM into HCF equal to product of the number. So HCF we have found already. A we know, number we know. So HCF will be product of number divided by HCF. LCM will be product of number divided by HCF. So product of number divided by HCF, that is 9696. Okay. Okay. One very important conclusion here I want to mention, my dear. Listen to me. This LCM, this is the LCM 9696. This LCM is always divided by the HCF. LCM is always divided by the HCF. Completely divisible. HCF is also a factor of LCM because HCF is the factor. HCF is the factor, highest factor, and LCM is the multiple. So this number can divide this. This number can divide this, and this can divide this. So this can divide this also. You getting it? This will divide this. This will divide this, and this will divide this. So this will also divide this. So HCF completely divides LCM. Now here let me take one more question. Check whether 6 raised to the power n can end with digit 0 for any natural number n. If n is a natural number, then 6 raised to the power n can end with 0. Now we will see if a number ends with 0, for example 10. So what we will find about the prime factor of n? So prime factor will be of the form 2 into 5. So 5 will be a prime factor. Any number you will take. Let's say 30. So here also we will get 5 as a prime factor. 5 and 2 both has a prime factor because 2 5 times 10. That is the only way you can get. If the number ends with 0, let's say 100. 100 is also a number. So here also 2 and 5 will be the prime factor. There can be other prime factor, but 2 and 5 must be the prime factor there. So here if 6 has to end with 0, then 2 and 5 both must be the prime factor of this. So now let us find using the law of exponents we can express in this form: 2 into 3 raised to the power n, that is 2 raised to the power n, 3 raised to the power n. Here you can see 2 is a prime factor, but 5 is not a prime factor. 5 is not a factor here, so this cannot end with 0. Okay. Okay. Now my dear, here one question very important I want to discuss with you. Here you remember in the last session, in the live class 3, in the live session 3, we have discussed one NCERT puzzle. I suggest just go through, see the video from the link which I provided, from the website link which I provided to you. Just see the video there and clear your concept. This question you will be able to solve by yourself by using the same way. Let me explain here. Here we have to find the least number which will divide this 20, 25, 35 and 40 and leaves the same remainder. Okay. So a number divides this number, so let the number be x, and divided by 20, 25, 35 and 40. So using Euclid's division lemma, we can express this way: x is a number, x is a number. Okay. So x equal to 20 cube divided by 20, there will be a quotient and remainder is 14. X equal to 25 divided by 19, x equal to 35 divided by 29, 40 quotient divided 40 into quotient plus 34. In all these numbers you will see there is a pattern. There is a pattern. What is the pattern? The difference between 34 and 40 is 6. 29 and 35 is 6. 6. 6. Difference is 6. Difference between the two numbers is 6. So if 6 is added in LHS and RHS, you will get common factor. You will get common. You will get common. Okay. The same way as we have solved the puzzle of NCERT, the same way you can solve this. Okay. You will see this. Now, if x plus 6 is divisible by all these numbers, so this will be divisible by the LCM of these numbers. If x plus 6 is a number, because this 40, 35, 25, 20 is a factor of x plus 6, so least common factor, LCM of all these numbers is also a factor. So LCM we will find of these numbers, that is 1400. So what is the minimum value of x plus 6? That is 1400. And so what is x? 1400 minus 6, that is 1394. Okay. This way you can solve this. Any problem you can solve this way. Okay. So express using Euclid's division lemma and find the pattern. Patterns are really very important for you to figure out by yourself. In mathematics, finding patterns is really very interesting. Let me take this problem now. Here you will see we have to find the greatest number which will divide 43, 91 and 183 so as to leave the same remainder. So let the greatest number be x and the remainder we are. So same we can write 43 divided by x, one quotient and remainder is same, one quotient, remainder is same, one quotient, remainder is same. Okay. Now if we will subtract this from this from this, 1 from 2, 2 from 3 and 1 from 3. So what we will get? Here you will see x is same, divisor is same, remainder is same, divisor is same, remainder is same, divisor is same, remainder is same. So if divisor and remainder is same, so the quotient is only different. Here number is less, so quotient will be less, q1 will be less. Number is more, q2 will be more, q2 will be more than q1. Here number is even greater, so q3 will be greater than all. So you can see q1 is small, q2 is bigger and q3 is the biggest among all. q3 is greater than q2 and q2 is greater than q1. Okay. Now on subtracting equation 1 from 2, 2 from 3 and 1 from 3, we will get 91 minus 43 equal to this. This you will subtract and you will get x, and this x we can take common, q2 minus q1, and this r will be cancelled. Okay. So now the same we can write this way: 91 minus 43 is 48. 91 minus 43 equals to 48. And x q2 minus q1, x q2 minus q1, same we have written here. The same you can express all three. Now in these three expressions you will find, my dear, 48. X is a factor of 48. X is a factor of 92. X is a factor of 140. And what is x? The greatest number. What is x? The greatest number. X is the greatest number. So x is the greatest number which divides this, all three numbers. So the greatest number which divides this is what? HCF. So HCF of these three numbers, we have calculated 4. You can find using prime factorization method, you can find it here and you can show. Here I have directly written the answer. So the greatest number which will divide all three number, if they leave same remainder, that is 4. Okay. Okay dear. So thank you so much. Now this was the first video session. Now based on this, I will provide you some assignments which you have to do on time. Till now I have given you 3 assignments. Okay. And my dear, again I suggest